I thought I'd just do a little review on the old cheap boat from China, bait boat from China. Just a few little upgrades on it, as some people are doing it. Some people obviously probably want to know what I've done. I've got, like, as you can see, like the front there, it's like a reflector. So like it's just a tape, you just stick it on, and obviously with the head torch it will pick up, it glows in the dark, even though you've got front lights on it and stuff, but the head torch really makes that glow. Then I've done a strip at the side. Obviously you've got the lights on there as well. Bearing in mind this is like 140, 150 Canadian dollars for the whole boat, and it's got GPS and it all works fine. I've had it 180 metres, drops bait fine, comes back fine, waypoints are fine, it all works spot on. The only thing I've found, obviously, and other people have found, is the hopper, because obviously it throws it backwards at high speed. The plastic itself on the brackets with the bolts, they crack. I watched videos on it and I amended it as quick as possible before it cracked. So thanks guys for uploading them videos. So I put a stainless steel plate, as you can see, and bolted it. Then I extended the two pins, or the two bolts in the middle, with stainless tubes, as you can see. And why I done that, because if you look at the back and you look at that's where the line goes, yeah, the line lays in there. So that means, yeah, if you're just using a lead, it works fine, like the lead is staying there on top of the bait. But because we use a method ball, like pack baiting in Canada and America, the pack bait is quite big. It's sort of like 3.5 inches or so round. So if you have a 3-inch ball, you lose half your baiting tray. So by extending these up, these are about, I think, yeah, these are 60 mil high. Yeah. So now you can fill the tray up with bait, any bait, particles, corn, pellets, whatever you want. And then the pack bait can sit on top. So the bait sits on top, and then the line lays at higher level. See what I'm saying? So you actually gain 60 mil higher than the bait. So the ball sits on top, the line goes between, and then goes down. So the ball lays against it. So when you're going out a distance and you've got a bit of resistance pulling, it pulls on the back of these. So it basically keeps the ball where it is. And then you get a full tray of 1.5 kilos of bait in here, or obviously corn, you'll have a lot of grains, or maize. And then the ball can sit on top, and the ball sits more like on the back of it here, so you don't put too much weight on the hopper at the back, because obviously it's going to be 1.5 kilos in there anyway. So as it tips, as it releases, also do it manually. So as it releases and it throws the bait like that, and then this is at that angle. Obviously you can see it, like it's like a 45 angle, so the ball is sitting right on the back of that, so it just rolls off, plop. And the idea is I want the ball to drop off, but I want the bait behind it and it throws it out. So it throws it about 1 foot further away than where it drops the ball. Because if you're fishing in, say, like 18 to 25 foot of water, you will get swing back. Yeah. So if the bait gets thrown out further and then it sinks straight, and then obviously the ball will drop down. So you gain about 1.5 foot. So it's 1.5 foot of its swing back, which helps a lot. So it lands roughly where the bait's been dropped, yeah? And I've just put reflectors on the sides and reflectors the whole back. So obviously with an head torch, it absolutely glows bright red. So you know it's up and you know it's been released, especially when you're fishing 150 plus. You can put binoculars on, and once it gets to about 75, 80, the head torch picks it up and you can see it. You can see it's all glowing up. So yeah, so that's sort of just the upgrades that I did to it. You don't need much. At the end of the day, it's a cheap boat, so you don't want to be spending loads of money on it. If you do, you might as well buy the dearer boat up front, yeah? So basically, you know, just and I've got one battery with it, and then I bought another battery from another company, which is 2,800 amp hours. So I've got two batteries, so you basically just plug in, plug out. Some boats come with the batteries built in and you just plug the extra battery in, but this one don't. This one comes just with the lead. As you can see, the lead's there. You just plug the battery into that lead, and then when it's dead, just swap over for the other battery, and then you basically charge the other one up, and then off you go. But a battery lasts 2 or 3 days, you know. It's not like it runs out that quick. So yeah, so I fished at 180 because on the GPS handset it tells you the meterage, how far out you are on your waypoint. So 180 that I've used it, drop bait, and it works fine. I haven't pushed it any further because I didn't need to for the couple of times I've used it, but I will be pushing it 200, which I don't think will be a problem. But 180, no problem at all. It's very responsive. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what do you expect for 150 Canadian? I mean, I know, I think from the English point of view, you can get it for about 90 quid, 80, 90 quid, you know. But all you got to do is just put a stainless plate up here, just get a stainless plate built, and it's bent all the way down, it comes all the way up, bends, and then just take the bolts out and put the bolts back in. It's only like 2.5 to 3 mil thick. It's not thick, but it's enough to stop the flexibility. As it hits really hard, it shakes and eventually it cracks. Yeah, this is what other people have said, but obviously I've done it before I've cracked it, and it ain't cracked since, so it's obviously stopping it. And all I've done is use a mastic, a clear mastic, and I mastic it to the plastic and then bolted it all together. I didn't want to glue it because the vibration will probably crack the glue and whatever, but with the silicone it's got a little bit of flexibility, so if it does that, so if this does flex, which it does, it's ABS, this is only 3 mil thick, so when it flexes on the bracket it actually gives a little bit with the silicone, but it's enough to stop it. Plus, I don't know if you noticed, that's the deeper security strap. I cut it down and then I used the back screw there with a stainless washer there, and I screwed through the strap. And that's the clip. So on the deeper, I've got the other piece that just goes around the loop, and it just clips into that, and that's the security strap. And then the deeper just floats behind, and it works fine, picks up fine. Got the deck, and then when you don't need it, you unclip it. This just hangs because when this flips round and drops, you don't want a deeper out here with a ball on it, because obviously your rig will just land on it. So this way, the ball's right close to it here. So when this drops round, it comes out, and then the ball comes over the back of the deeper. Or obviously you just use the deeper, take the deeper off, and then you go back on your waypoints and drop your bait with no deeper after you've done the work. So yeah, I put a reflector at the back, so the head torch picks it up again. You know, at the end of the day, it's nice to have it all stealth or camo, but when you're fishing at, you know, 150s, especially at night, even if you're fishing 80 under bushes, this way, when it glows, you know what direction it's pointing as it dropped the bait, so you just know it all, you know. So yeah, I'd rather see it, because at the end of the day, it's a job, you know, it's got to do a job. You don't want it to go, oh, I wonder if it's dropped it, I wonder if it's right or left, and all that. So anyway, with the head torch, that works. So thought I'd just show you anyway. For the price, well worth it for the price. Big waves, I'll put it in about probably 5-inch, 6-inch waves, and it works. Obviously, it's got to battle more with the wind, the waves and whatever. It still gets there, but obviously a bigger boat will be better. But if you're fishing small pits or under trees, and you're fishing up to 100, 120 yards, you know, and you want to get a bait there and back quick, cheap, and you only use it, say, like 3 times, 4 times a year, a bait boat, because most lakes you're not allowed. Something like that for that price, for 100 quid, it's worth having in your arsenal, thrown in the back of your truck, you know what I mean? Or just spend 500, 600, 700 quid or more and use it 3 times a year. It all depends. It all depends what the value is to you. I use a Raptor boat with a trolling motor 90% of my fishing. So I don't need a bait boat, but there is times where I don't want to set a big boat and car battery up and everything just for a night or an evening, especially on, you know, touring around the States or Canada. Throwing this in the water and dropping the bait out quickly is sort of better at times. So it's worth, you know, having it in the back of your van anyway. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you the old Chinese cheap boat. Happy days, guys. Be lucky. Tight lines.